body. What they have, they're identified with the Parkinsonian symptom and the hallucination, visual hallucination, which sometimes we don't really bother about because it's not a hallucination that makes them, that's worrisome to them. It's something that they talk about as though it's real. So we worry about it when it becomes to a fact that it affects their functions. Those with the Lewy body, they're very sensitive to medicine, so we have to be very careful on the type of medicines, antipsychotic that we give them. The antipsychotic that the doctors usually use is like the Seroquel.
Okay, your interest tonight is participating tonight centers around the techniques and medications that work and do not work. Could spend a few minutes educating us on the different things, on the different medications of these diseases.
Well, you know, they have the Alzheimer's drug like the Aricept and the Exelon that most doctors usually recommend to start off with because people with Lewy body are so sensitive to the antipsychotics. So they usually recommend that they start off with the Aricept or the Exelon or the other Alzheimer's drug. Problem with that, most medication has side effects. They do have the Parkinsonian symptoms, so they do use Sinemet at a low dose, but you also have to be very conservative using the Sinemet because one of the side effects of the Sinemet is hallucination also. So you have to be very conservative. So the residents that I take care of, you'll find some of them will be on Sinemet. They use the long-acting and the short-acting at a low dose.
Okay, I read that LBD is still grossly underdiagnosed in the community at large. How can we do our part to ensure our loved ones are receiving the care and attention they deserve?
Well, you really have to have the proper evaluation. You really have to make sure the neurologist, you find a doctor that specializes in the Lewy body disease. And because they would be able to steer you a lot better. Because you can safely keep those if you have the means to keep them at home and to really monitor them, and then you use a long-term care facility as a last resort, as long as they're safe at home. But there are tests that need to do. You have to rule out, make sure that the dementia is not of the Alzheimer's type, or you have the frontal lobe. That is not that. So you really have to start off with the process of elimination to decide whether it is Lewy body versus Alzheimer's dementia versus vascular dementia versus the frontal lobe dementia.
All right. Are there any clear signs or indications that would lead someone to believe that a loved one has LBD versus a different type of dementia?
First of all, the Parkinsonian symptom, they have the Parkinsonian symptoms, but that is not Parkinson's disease, because with Lewy body, they have the Parkinsonian symptoms at an early, which is the rigidity. Sometimes they'll have gait disturbance. That's one thing. And then the hallucination, and sometimes they start trip and fall. But then you have to do the test, because sometimes with the fluid on the brain, which the hydrocephalus, that also causes early incontinence and gait disturbance. So again, you really have to do the test to rule out those.
Is there a website for the Alzheimer's Special Care Unit at the Sherrill House where somebody could look online or information about it?
It's sherrillhouse.org.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks very much for coming on WCTV Sports Forum and informing us about this disease, and good luck in the future.
And thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Iona Russell, the registered nurse and resident care manager of Alzheimer's Special Care Unit at the Sherrill House, a nonprofit skilled nursing and rehab center located in Boston, Mass. All right, she talked about different things, Colleen, and what did you get from that interview?
It's interesting when she said hallucinations because, you know, you think of hallucinations like I see dead people, or that you see physical, you know, beings, people that are either alive or dead. For my father, it was more sensations. He felt like, you know, his brother was in the room. Maybe it was a scent, not in his case, but, you know, maybe there was something that was sort of like a trigger, but it wasn't that he actually saw a physical person, and that's another symptom that led to the LBD diagnosis.
All right, we're coming to the end of our show. Steve, what's the website again?
It's www.alandmorrison5k.com.
And if they want to make a donation, what can somebody do out there?
Firstgiving.org.
Firstgiving.com.
Excuse me. Firstgiving.com, Alan D. Morrison 5K.
And for more information on LBD or Lewy Body Dementia, the website is www.lbda.org.
Okay, this is Paul Cadell reporting on the WCTV Sports Forum for Colleen and Steve Greco, reporting on the Lewy Body Dementia. And look for their road race next October in the Melrose. I'm sure we're going to have a media release in the Wilmington Town Crier, in the Stoneham Independent, and also in the Reuben Times. So for Paul Cadell, reporting on the WCTV Sports Forum, Thursday night guest is Paul McDonough, acoustical guitarist and avid Patriot fan. We're going to dissect and analyze what happened at Foxborough last Sunday. So we'll see you next time on the WCTV Sports Forum, the leader in public access sports.